Gemini, how are you? Welcome to the channel and to your reading, Gemini. We are going to connect with your energies for these days. I remind you that these are general readings, so I am going to ask you to take what resonates and what applies to your situation. What does not, you let go. Consult your moon and rising sign, please, because they let you see something more of what may be coming. Let us see what your guides tell me regarding what may arrive in these next few hours. Let's see a Gemini, what they tell us. Well, King of Pentacles, progress, prosperity, situations that settle down after having gone through difficult circumstances that you had been carrying for a long time. There's a very revealing card here, the Epiphany card. You also have Temperance and the Star. It's a really beautiful reading, Here they're placing you in a position of prosperity and success overall, with things opening up for you in a very positive way at this moment. Plans, projects, work, business, situations you need to resolve with clients, upcoming purchases, and matters that require your attention, right? All of these things are currently demanding your focus and need to be settled. Putting an end and also having them place you in a place, in a situation of privilege and giving you profits are what the King of Pentacles announces. Plans that will be going as if on wheels, professional and financial success, and above all, exploring other issues, right? Exploring other businesses, exploring other possibilities. Not only because you have the capacity and are up to the task of doing it, but also because you have resources that you will not lack. Things are starting to fall into place when it comes to finding stable work, earning steady income from that work, and regaining the financial stability you once had, or even stepping into a position of privilege that you have been striving toward for a long time. Little by little, you are moving into a more secure and rewarding stage, one that reflects all the effort you have put in over the years. For that, it is necessary to understand that one must ask for help, let go of burdens that do not belong to you, break with certain patterns of behavior because we want to have different results. The Ten of Wands tells us that you may be feeling exhausted, worn out, and above all, pushed aside, because we need to bring a final end to a whole load of burdens that no longer belong to us or concern us. And that is also what gives you a certain freedom so that you can obviously embrace the success. You have more availability, you have more openness, and above all, you have more fluidity. You keep piling on responsibilities, hoarding tasks, and taking charge of everything, you obviously won't have the space to embrace the good fortune that the King of Pentacles brings you. You have to let go of that heavy load to truly welcome this new success into your life. And one has to let go and break with the behavior. That behavior of I fix it, I do it, I take charge, and it stays like that eternally in your life when it is already done. It does not make much sense. And it also makes sense that if you are positioned over the King of Pentacles, you be capable of delegating and also asking for help if you need it in any way. There will be people who conveniently want to lend you that help. Epiphany or the revelation comes hand in hand with the Hermit, who gives us light, gives us wisdom, advises us from what is our inner voice, and makes it so that if we have to make decisions regarding this, we are capable of having the determination to say no. Let us do it conveniently in a mature way. And above all, we should also seek our peace, our inner strength, or rather, seek the answers we've been needing, the ones we sometimes ask for outside ourselves. We need to turn inward for that clarity instead of chasing it elsewhere, because what we're truly looking for is already within us, waiting to be recognized. You know that you have all the answers. The solutions arrive hand in hand with what is an agreement, a benevolent and empathetic agreement. A potential solution could emerge through the outcome of a negotiated agreement. And this is because the King of Pentacles is present. This really makes perfect sense regarding your overall financial flow. It makes sense for expansion, and it makes sense for travel. Furthermore, it even makes sense for more money coming your way very soon. And all of this is occurring specifically because the King of Pentacles is currently showing up to guide your path and support your future stability. But it may also be that this conversation comes hand in hand with an agreement with a person that until today, you could not agree on because there were different interests or different visions of what could be one of your desires. The desire could be to have a relationship with that person. The desire could be to fix a situation with that person from a personal place. This person is important to you. What can be obtained here as a result of this negotiation is important, and it also makes you very happy. It gives you much harmony, much balance, much tranquility, and much strength to move forward. I think that here, what is also coming is a situation that is settled in such a way that you in some way feel it as healing energy, as if you are cleansing yourself, as if you are moving away from tension, as if you are really calming down after having this conversation with this person. You let go. And above all, you see almost instantly that your dream is becoming real. Start believing in yourself more, because what this also brings as a result is the end of a difficult situation. At last, you can feel things shifting in your favor and trust that this hard chapter is finally coming to a close. Let's see what else the cards want to tell us a little more here. These readings are always for the collective, so keep that in mind as you listen. And you already know that if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can absolutely do that by scheduling your session directly through the website whenever you feel ready. You can see the address here in the video, and you also have a pinned comment for your sign. There's love news here, and this is for Gemini, who is setting the intention of meeting someone new, someone special, and opening the door to love at this time in your life, with a real relationship ahead. Or the Gemini who already has a person, right? Because someone proposes what could be the fullness in a relationship, starting over through that conversation that brings a solution. Or it could be that it is about getting closer, that a person finds the true willingness to reach out and suggest that they want to get to know you in an entirely different way. They do not just want to occupy that comfortable place of being a friend or a close confidante. They are looking to step beyond those boundaries, shifting the dynamic to explore a deeper and more meaningful connection that goes well past the platonic role. That person has every intention of taking a very important place in your heart. It may be that within just the next few days, you'll begin interacting with this person in a meaningful and noticeable way. In your case, Gemini, if you're single and open and receptive to connecting with someone, this person may be connected to your work or linked to situations and activities that are part of your everyday life. It could be someone you cross paths with through the things you do each day. This person is actually quite close to you, and before long, you're going to realize exactly who I'm talking about, because they will come toward you in some way, and you will notice it. You are going to receive a sign, a clear signal that this is the person. Maybe when this person approaches you, they will not quite dare to admit that they have intentions that go beyond building with you what could seem like just a friendship. They may hold back from confessing that what they truly want is something different, something more than simply getting closer to you as a friend, even if that is what it looks like at first. You may grow more confident as time goes on, but since you have the Ace of Cups, this card is telling you that a very favorable, deeply positive relationship is coming your way in the near future. It points to a connection that will be truly good for you and emotionally nourishing. It also carries the implication of healing once again. It is also fueled by the power of your own personal desire. Here there is a request. Here Gemini asked for this, and heaven is granting it to you because it is literally the Holy Spirit granting you the opportunity to give yourself emotional openness with much joy so that you can feel nourished and hopeful with the relationship. This is a new relationship. That comes hand in hand with what could be a situation that takes you to a new emotional aspect. That is to say, to live a new emotional aspect, something that is really going to be too transformative for you and obviously will bring many joys and more satisfactions. And besides, we had already seen it with the Temperance card, but you enter a state of peace and you are going to be quite grateful for what you are going to live. Well, it may also be that this person comes into your life intending to be a friend, right? A new opportunity in another area, because they could also show up bringing an opportunity with them, something that opens a different path for you in your life. Offering you an opportunity in an area that leads you directly toward a place, an activity, or a situation that truly fulfills you, providing you with a sense of comfort and genuine satisfaction in everything you are about to experience. You are becoming far too absorbed by all of this. You are deeply connected to the psychic realm, or perhaps your sense of inspiration is, well, it is becoming very closely aligned with your own personal spirituality. You might also notice that you are becoming emotional, feeling things on a much deeper level than you used to, or you are finding yourself experiencing those incredibly vivid, lucid dreams quite often now. Everything seems to be pointing toward a very profound shift happening within your inner world today. There's a very meaningful spiritual awakening happening here for you. This is, above all, a card of emotional healing, showing that something you've been seeking for a very long time is at last beginning to clearly manifest itself in your life right now. Well, when it comes to the people who truly need to be forgiven, some individuals will certainly be capable of doing so, while others will find the strength to forgive themselves instead. But the most important thing is that you will finally stop suffering and being held back by all of those painful, lingering, and heavy memories. You're going to stop suffering from this emotional pain, and you'll stop suffering over a situation that may have been caused, well, by a son or a daughter, because sometimes the other cups point to that, to the fact that there had been a certain distance there, some unresolved issue, some tension in the relationship with the child, something that had created that sense of separation and hurt. a daughter. And here it comes. That son or that daughter will bring an excellent piece of news and will bring you much peace and comforts you and gives you that feeling of joy and wanting to celebrate life because you are grateful for the son or children that you have. Here it talks about that. Here you have an emperor. The Emperor card is a card that speaks to us of order, strategy. It speaks to us of what could be power, the same power that accompanies the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles shares the energy of the Emperor, right? So here it tells us that you are as capable of continuing to vibrate in power, in success, in money, in progress. You are also perfectly capable of acting with that very same power, behaving in a rational manner to navigate your way until you finally reach the position you truly desire. You are meant to exercise this immense authority just like a born leader, because that is exactly what the Emperor does. And that is precisely the kind of strength you are capable of embodying in your own life today. He is the leader of his life, first of all, and he can also lead other people if that is your interest. It is a moment where you are going to realize that thanks to what the King of Pentacles gives you, you will know how to organize and fight with strength and will to get to do this, which is what you have desired. You finally achieve something that is at long last within your reach, don't you think? It speaks to me of an excellent job, a promotion, or perhaps the stability and security this brings, which enables you to organize your life in an entirely different way. Now you are able to set your sights even higher, feeling fully empowered to strive for so much more than everything you've ever known or experienced before. You are going to organize yourself and you are going to fight to get more than what you have. And if this moment has not yet arrived, you will not stop until you are vibrating in this energy. You want to take control and you can handle things in a positive way so your finances start to feel more at ease, right? So you can begin to really feel yourself fully aligning with that energy, that vibration of true abundance. You will organize and you will fight to improve your finances. You will take into account what needs to be done, but you will also put the same energy into that connection because obviously it is an emperor. That is when you will be reconnecting with that person as if it were your very first day together, setting out once more to win back their heart and make them fall for you all over again. It is like that same passion gives you strength. You care about this person, so you feel yourself renewing that feeling once again. It is like falling into the process of winning them over all over again, but you are not doing it as something heavy or burdensome. You do it because you truly feel it, because deep down it is something you genuinely want to do and naturally feel called to do. Let's see what the energy is telling us, what message the guides have for us. Well, there are answers here. The answers you already have, the ones the Hermit had already shown you. But more answers are coming through that conversation. Answers are coming that bring real solutions, answers you have been waiting for, answers that help pull you out of a difficult situation. So this is a moment of clarity, of things finally being revealed, and of receiving the guidance you needed to move forward and find a way through. You already know the answer to your question, don't you? But if you're still looking for it or asking for answers from somewhere else, that tells me this answer may also be coming from a place of seeking approval. In other words, maybe part of you still wants someone else to confirm what you already know. You must already approve of yourself for what you do or for who you are, but if you need them to do it, they will. It also tells me this could be a time when you're especially open to receiving signs and signals, and they will naturally begin to show up as messages, coming through in ways that feel clear, meaningful, and impossible for you to ignore. I was telling you that in this context, it can come through whatever form it takes. Feathers, dreams, I don't know, channeling, lucid dreams, repeating numbers, all those things that tend to bring us that kind of sign, those little messages that suddenly start showing up around us more and more in everyday life when we're open to receiving them. Have to investigate something. It tells me that it could also be giving you answers. It may be that the answer comes from what is the specialization in something that you want to do. Everything has to do with this, with the King of Pentacles and with the Emperor. It may be that someone comes specifically and is very timely and brings you very valuable information. You have to keep an attitude open to information, also to the information that you are seeking to receive. That is to say, also opening doors, knocking on those doors that may have that information convenient for you. And well, someone is going to reveal a secret. I don't know if it's revealing a secret or making a confession because the Page of Cups was there, or someone may come tell you something very convenient that until now you didn't know. So let's trust and affirm that this will happen.